So here's Virgin Galactic. That finishes at $55.91 today. That is up 38.87%. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on The Smarter Gambling Show. Virgin Galactic stock jumps 39% in best day ever after FAA approves passenger spaceflight license. Virgin Galactic announced Friday that the Federal Aviation Administration granted the company the license it needs to fly passengers on future space flights. The commercial license that we have had in place since 2016 remains in place, but is now clear to allow us to carry commercial passengers when we're ready to do so. The company cleared the final two FAA milestones of that program with its spaceflight test last month. This was breaking news, this wasn't a catalyst or anything. There wasn't any hype about this. So this really came out of nowhere. No, there was no buy the rumor, sell the news. This was just breaking news. Everyone buy the breaking news. So here's Virgin Galactic. That finishes at $55.91 today. That is up 38.87%. This stock has a lot of support and resistance. Right now, it's sitting on this support of 56. So if this goes to the downside, next level of support would be 54.50, 53.30, 52.10, 49.50, 46.50, 45, 43, and then 41.65. I don't really think it's going to go much lower than that, but there was a gap up today from 41.75. So when something gaps up, the gaps usually do fill, so this is likely to come back down to 41.50 at some point. Can't say when, but the gaps usually do fill. So I'm just reading the chart here. Now, if this goes to the upside, next level of resistance would be 57, 58.50, 59.50, and then the all-time high of 62.80. And if it breaks that, then we're going to be in uncharted territory. No one really knows where it's going to go from there. Market will decide for itself. The RSI is currently at 84, so it's been in the overbought territory for a while now. Like pretty much all the way back in May, in the end of May. So, it's been borderline overbought, overvalued for about a month now. You would think that it's coming down, but then today it just absolutely rockets up. So, but now it's really, really in overbought, overvalued territory, like more than ever before. I just caution everyone right now, you probably shouldn't FOMO into this. That'd be kind of bad. The volume was 258 million today. 258 million volume. That is by far the biggest volume day. Yeah, biggest volume day ever for Virgin Galactic. But the next biggest volume day was like 130 million. So double what the last previous biggest volume day was. So crazy, crazy volume. So this pump was not a fluke. This is confirmed by the volume. My personal opinion, my personal advice, and this is not financial advice. If you want to go long, I would hold off right now. This is pretty overbought and overvalued. So if you FOMO'd in right here, that'd be pretty dangerous. So if you want to go long, I just wait a little bit. See if this pulls back and you can get this at a much better price. Like I said, this gap is likely to fill at 41.50. So that could be a good entry price there. Most likely this will come back down to 41.50 at some point. Can't say when, but usually it does fill the gaps. And if you want to short this, just based on the technicals, that looks like it would be a good play. RSI is up there, the volume is up there, so and there's that gap up. So, all the technicals would indicate that this is coming back down. So shorting this would probably be a decent play, just looking at the charts, looking at the technicals. Now, I personally never short meme stocks because you never know how these things are going to go. You know, this thing could rocket up again next week. So shorting meme stocks is a little bit too dangerous for me. I don't recommend that. If I didn't know which stock this was, I would say, yeah, go ahead, short it. Looks like a pretty good play based on the charts. Really, really big day for Virgin Galactic. Really good breaking news, unexpected breaking news, and a lot of bullish sentiment on this. So, the apes are in here. The Stock Twits apes are in here, and the Wall Street Bets apes are in here. This stock is being taken over by apes. So, that is Virgin Galactic. Congrats to everyone who made attendees today. Alright, so here's Express. You know, the men's clothing store. It sells, like, more professional clothing. You know, shirts and stuff like that. Suits, shirts, pants. This is a meme stock. This is like a low-key meme stock. Not many people have really heard about this one before as a meme stock, but you know, this was right in there with GME and AMC. You see, this was Meme Mania round 1. It went all the way to 14. So yeah, this is a meme stock, but not very talked about. Anyway, so that finishes up at $7.10 today. That's up 24.13%. And even in the post market, it's still mooning. It's up to 735 now. Incredible. And at one point, this actually hit 850 today, like 860. So pretty significant pullback there, but still an incredible day for this stock. So right now, it's trading between this sideways channel, this rectangle, of $8 and $6.30. So really, really wide channel here. A lot of price action right here. If this goes to the downside, next level of support would be $6.30, $5.80, $5.40, $5, $4.65, $4.35, $3.75, $3.35, and $2.80. Really shouldn't go below 280. You know, that got retested a bunch of times. Now, if this goes to the upside, next level of resistance would be $8, and then $9.50, and then all the way up to $14, which is the all-time high. You know, there's a lot of support here, and not much resistance. So, this looks like a pretty bullish chart. Not financial advice, but, you know, just looking at this, a lot of support, a lot of levels of support, and really not too much resistance to break through. Only a few lines of resistance here. And there's probably going to be more formed, but just based on the data we have here, there's only 3 lines of resistance here. So if this breaks out to the upside, past $8, you know, this could rocket up. Actually missed one here. There's another support where it just closed at around 710. But yeah, you know, a lot of upside potential, not too much downside potential. The RSI is at 70, so it is in overbought, overvalued territory officially right now, but just barely on the lower end of that. So that would suggest that this is coming down. The volume was 110 million today, which is a really, really big day. Not as big as some other days, but this is like tied for the 3rd largest volume day ever. So, yeah, a lot of volume. This pump was not a fluke. You know, based on the technicals, the volume, the RSI, this looks like it's due for a pullback. But, you know, based on the lines of support and resistance here, if this does in fact break $8, this has a lot of room to run. A lot of room to run. Very interesting stuff here. You know, I would usually say don't FOMO into here, but looking at the chart, this may continue to run. Not saying it will, but this is really hard to analyze here. You know, we're getting different, you know, we're getting conflicting data here. So this looks like a pretty bullish chart, quite honestly. And this is even like a huge cup and handle. From all the way back in Meme Mania round 1 in January to now. There's a cup formed right here. See this giant U? Usually cup and handles aren't this big, but this is a huge cup right here. So maybe the handle is going to form soon. Maybe it's going to pull back a little bit, and the handle's going to form, and then it's going to take off. Not saying it will, but that's what happens in the cup and handle. The U forms, the handle forms, and then after the handle forms, the stock absolutely takes off. So this is really, really interesting. So this is Express. Really can't I really can't say which way this is going. My best guess is that this is going to pull back a little bit to form the handle, and then it's going to take off. But, we're getting a lot of different signals here. But overall, I would say in the long term, this looks pretty bullish. So, you guys do what you want with that information. Not financial advice. That's Express. So here is Paysafe. PSFE. This is like a low-key meme stock. I've seen a lot of talk about this on Wall Street Bets, but not too much. But I've seen some DDs posted and a few YOLOs. But this is not really one of the popular ones. But this finishes at $12.21. That is up 9.9% today. So right now, it's trading between the sideways channel, this rectangle of 13 and 12. So if this goes to the downside, next level of support would be 12, 1150, 11, 1080. Really doubt it's going to go below 1080, but if it does, then it can come back down to 10 and then 960. And 960 is the low. But yeah, I highly doubt this is going to go below 11. If this goes to the upside, next level of resistance would be 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, about 1775, 1850, and then the all-time high of 1950. Today it gapped up from about 1150. So, as we've been discussing, when the stock gaps, the gaps usually do fill. We see back here there was a gap down, and that one filled. This is likely to come back down to 1150 at some point. Can't say when, but the gaps usually do fill, so I do expect this to come back down to 1150. But quite honestly, looking at the support and resistance, there's not too much downside. This can only go so low. Like, I highly doubt it's going to go below 11. It might go back down to 11, but I highly, highly doubt it's going to break that. Seems like pretty strong support at $11. A lot of upside potential. These channels are really, really wide. Once it breaks through 13, even in this channel, between 13 and 12, there's going to be a lot of price action. But once this breaks 13, there's going to be a lot of price action. A lot of upside potential. So that's not financial advice, but just looking at the chart, I would say a lot of upside potential, not too much downside potential. So this could be a pretty good play here. The RSI is at 56, so pretty average there. A little bit on the higher end of average, but this is not overbought. This is not oversold. So that's a good sign. This seems like this is right where it needs to be, according to the RSI. And a lot of volume today. It did 57 million in volume, which is the second highest ever. Tied for the second highest ever. So this was not a fluke. This pump was confirmed by the volume. So quite honestly, I think this is going to come back down to 1150 to fill the gap at some point, and then from there it's gonna rocket back up. That's my personal opinion, not financial advice, but this chart looks really, really good, quite honestly, to me at least. So if you want to go long, I would say maybe hold off a little bit and see if the gap fills, and then you could buy in. And I just don't see a reason why you would short this. Maybe you can do a quick short and cash out at 1150, but like I said, not much room to the downside, a lot of room for upside here. Really, really good chart here. Really beautiful chart. That is Paysafe. Congratulations to everyone who made attendees on this today. And this looks like a pretty good long play for the future. So we got some Nike news here. Nike shares surged 15%, hit record high as $50 billion sales outlook tops expectations. Globally, Nike is seeing shoppers splurge on new sneakers and fashion-forward sweatsuits to wear as more people begin to socialize again. The company's Jordan brand has been a particular bright spot. At least 12 brokerages have already raised their price targets on Nike shares following the company's fiscal fourth quarter release. Okay, so let's analyze Nike now. So this finishes at $154.35. That's up 15.53% today. So incredible movement here today. You know, typically you don't see movement like this on blue chip stocks, on value stocks. So very nice. Congratulations to everyone with Nike. So immediately I see a gap up right here from 135. Like we've been discussing, the gaps usually do fill, so this is likely to come back down to 135 at some point. Can't say when, but that's what the chart says. But this is interesting because way back here, there was a gap up at like 117, and that one never filled. So maybe this won't fill, but typically it does. Most of the time it does. So I do expect this to come back down to 135 eventually. So if this goes to the upside, no one knows where this is going. It's at an all-time high right now. This is uncharted territory. There's no data to go off of. So it's anyone's best guess where this is going to go if it continues to run. Now, if this goes to the downside, next level of support would be 150, 147, 145, 143, 141, 138, 135, and then it would fill the gap, 131, and then 127. Yeah, highly unlikely this is going to break 127. Really strong support there. The RSI is currently at 82. So that's really overbought and really overvalued. And it just shot up out of nowhere, really. In the past week, this was almost undervalued. The RSI was at 34, like just a week ago. So it went from like almost undervalued to extremely overbought in the span of 1 week. Incredible price movement here. The volume was 46 million today. Incredible volume. That is the most volume in a year. Could be ever. I don't know. I'm not going back all the way. But this was the most volume in a year. Yeah, this pump was not a fluke. This pump is confirmed by volume. So, just based on the technicals, I would have to say this is coming down. This is not a meme stock, so nothing crazy, nothing unexpected is going to happen. Well, very unlikely to happen. You know, it's at an all-time high, and usually when things hit an all-time high, they come back down. Again, we have the gap at 135, the gap up at 135, so this is likely to come back down to 135 to fill the gap. RSI is really high, volume is really high, so I expect those to come back down. So all indications would suggest that Nike is going to pull back. I can't say how much. My best guess would be at least 135 eventually. For this one, there's not much upside potential in the short term at least, and there's a lot of downside potential in the short term. So if you want to go long, please don't FOMO. I highly recommend not to do that. You're probably going to get burned. If you want to go long, I would just say hold off a little bit. Wait for this to pull back. You can get a much better price. And if you want to short, this looks like a really good short play. Not financial advice. You really don't get opportunities like this to short on a blue chip stock like this. So that's Nike. Congratulations to everyone who made tendies today. Very nice. Thanks everyone for watching today. I appreciate you guys. Please like the video, please subscribe, and catch me every weekday after market close on The Smarter Gambling Show. You apes already know, diamond hands to the moon. I'm Ty. This is Smarter Gambling. See you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone. Peace out.